Hi, I'm Lisa Reinertson. I'm here at Epperson Gallery, and I'm here tonight to talk about the work in my exhibition, Borderlands. So this body of work was influenced by my really sort of horror at what's been going on with our border policies. Specifically the child separation that was happening on our borders was so shocking to me that we would do this in America, and I, as an artist, felt that the best voice I have is through my art to try to speak to these issues. When I do my art and I'm able to express what I care about through the work, I feel like people can come and look and they can hopefully feel it. It hopefully can speak to people on more of a gut level. And it may or may not, but that's the voice that I'm comfortable with. First piece that I did that was part of this exhibition was the piece that's called Disappeared. That piece was influenced by my daughter going and volunteering with a group, No Mas Muertes, and they're a group that go out and bring water to the desert. It's a humanitarian aid group. And this was in 2017, and because of the work she did, I learned a lot more in detail and in depth some of the circumstances that happen with people getting disappeared in the desert, and how our U.S. border policies make the situation much worse. Not just in Mexico, I think just in general, stories of women being disappeared specifically in different countries. And so this was the first piece I did dealing with the subject matter. So fast forward to this whole time of the child separation policy that started to take place, and I really wanted to speak to that. And my idea was that I wanted to do a life-size figure of a mother being arrested. You know, we hear about these things in the news and we see photographs. My desire was to, by sculpting a life-size figure, to bring that presence into your own realm of reality and space. Actually, I did several, thinking about what kind of pose I would want to work with to express just the horror of the moment of a child being taken away, especially after somebody's, come from miles and miles to a country hoping to be freed from a bad situation, to have something so terrible happen. And so I started with maquettes from my imagination, and then I hired a model that came. I was able to get more of the face and plan out what I'm going to do for the larger piece. When I do the life-size work, I'm able to use the maquette as my model as I slowly build it up, and I don't have to have a model staying there the whole time building a structure from the feet up. On this piece, some of the decisions I made, what's the look on her face, the expression. Originally, I was thinking of a more expression of more grief. And interestingly, with my model, she had both grief and anger, and I thought that was interesting, so there was a little more anger that came through on this piece. I also chose to have the child looking the opposite direction because I wanted it to be a piece in the round. I wanted you to see the mother when you're on one side, and then from the other side come around and see the child. While working on the mother arrested piece, I wasn't just working on a life-size figure, I also was working on some wall pieces. And the first ones that I did, actually the first mother arrested piece is the wall piece that is just the image of the mother herself being arrested. And then after that I did the children. And it was after I was hearing a story about children in cages and how they were having older children comfort and care for toddlers, just how heartbreaking that situation is and how wrong it is. So that's what the piece is that's with the two children together is about. While I was working on thinking about the border issues and doing art about the border issues, my brother and his partner had offered to sponsor two asylum seekers to come and live at their house. And I knew that there was somebody staying with them, and I thought that I would ask if this person that's an asylum seeker staying in the house would come and pose for me while I was doing this project. And she agreed to, and so I got to learn her story. This was somebody that was a transgender woman from Honduras, and she had left under terrible circumstances of sexual assault and gang threats. She joined a caravan and made it to the border. Along the way, she befriended another transgender woman, and when they were in the U.S. border custody, her friend got ill and died, and concerned that this person didn't get the kind of proper health care and treatment that she needed. Only one person made it to my brother's house. So just, I guess having some empathy for the stories of people that have come to this country. I think most of us who've lived here most of our lives know that we have a history of, if you're not Native American, your family came here from elsewhere, and that there's a sense of who our country is, and that we're supposed to be a place for hope and opportunity. And so this whole really violent and oppressive kind of situation that's happening at our borders is not who I think we should be. I'd really like to be able to show this work before the election, because this stuff is going on now, and I felt it was important to have the story told in this way, even though I think we all know what's going on. I think there's so much going on, it's easy to forget